I'm a member of the Napa Valley Bonsai Club. And this display is a group of all our members' trees, not all of the trees, nor all of the members in any case. We meet twice a month on the first and third Mondays of each month. We enjoy doing bonsai, and though you don't see it, there's a related one here called Suiseki. Suiseki is the art of viewing rocks, and in a moment I'll show you. We can show you that in a second. Bonsai, as we were talking earlier, is an art whereby you're helping a tree, a younger tree, to look much, much older. The Japanese like it to bring the outside into their home. Just go right ahead. What we're looking at here is a small grove of ficus. And then this is a Catlin elm right next to it, the smaller one here. As is the one on the rock, growing over the rock. And that tree is started with the soil up to here. And then eventually the soil is taken away as the roots, it was in a much deeper pot. And a lot of things people don't realize is that the big roots, like this or a taproot, they aren't what it grows. It's the little fine roots that grow off of that. So, in fact, we normally cut the taproot off so we can put it in a pot like this. And below that are just small ones. So, this is a little Kingsville boxwood, blue atlas cedar, and a cascade. This is a Zelkova, or European elm. And this was the Suiseki I was talking about. It looks like a mountain range. Bonsai people like Suiseki because you don't have to water them. And you don't have to worry about trimming them and everything. And this is a California juniper, probably about 80 years old. Generally those are collected, but they're hard to find now. I mean, you can't get to. All the lands are protected, so you can't get to them. A fig that was probably 8 years old total, but just put in a pot last year. So, that's right. And then there we have a little grove of these are Trident maple grove. You always put an odd number in your grove. There's something about that you can't really tell with that many. But with mine, or with, it would be 3, 5, or 7. I have 7. And here's a tree that's about 60 years old, a black pine, Japanese black pine, and very nicely done. As I said, most of us don't own those trees that long. There'll be a generation or two by the time you do that. And then there's another Catlin elm, and this is a San Jose juniper. And you might notice that there's, both on the California juniper and on this one, there's some whiter areas. All of that is dead wood. And the lifeline, or the bark, comes, the cambium runs right along in here. So you can see it, and it'll go all the way out to where it's
curate the exhibit. Something we had never done before, and it was so exciting. We worked in the vault, and every time we hacked, we would look and say, "Oh my God, these things are so gorgeous."
Yeah. Well, the rocks are really interesting because one thing that distinguishes Suiseki from just a rock, it must be a found rock. It can't be altered other than to level the base. And then it has what's called a conforming base. In other words, it's that tray or base that it sits in is exactly the same shape as the bottom.
That's cool.
So it's a fun thing to do, and we use them as accent plants. But at the Napa Valley Museum, there's a whole show. A collector up there, Rosalind and Bertram Johnson, collected this and donated it all to the museum. About 20 years ago?
1995.
95, yeah. So
at that time, I understood the collection was worth about $55,000. What it was, that was just hearsay. They were friends of mine, and just absolutely wonderful, but they were rock hounds. And Rosalind made about 5 trips to Japan, apparently with Robert Jim Clivier. They had a sister city sort of thing. And she brought back all these gorgeous stones that we given to her, and some are called chrysanthemum stones because they have like chrysanthemum stones, and they're just
calcite inside of volcanic metamorphic rock.
just gorgeous. But we worked one after the first time we worked there. We had to go home at 5 o'clock to the museum. I wanted to work all night. I didn't want to go home. I just wanted to keep opening these packages. And I think the very first one we opened was a big crystal with pyrite in it. And it was just so